We're live. Okay.
Hello, and welcome to Muddy Paws Crime Facebook Live. This evening we are with the owners of the stolen pug Ozzie, which many of you are aware about. But for those that are not, Jason and Serena are doing an appeal live, as you can see. And we want to appeal directly to anybody that has information about Ozzie to please now do the right thing and get in touch. Today is the first anniversary, the 10th of February 2025. Ozzie was cruelly stolen from his home in an armed robbery. Despite many appeals, TV, press, daily appeals from Jason, no information has come forward, despite the many pending possibilities that could be Ozzie, that we are so grateful to everybody sharing to us every day. Sadly, to date, not one is Ozzie. Somebody knows, people know, we need you to contact. I will hand over to you, Jason and Serena. It is your time, your appeal. If you can start, for those that don't know about Ozzie, the breed, age, anything that you want to describe about him, and basically what happened on the 10th of February.
Okay, thank you, Lisa. So I want to start off by thanking everybody who has been part of this family since a year ago. We've been overwhelmed with support and hopes and prayers, and the constant thousands of shares around this country, around the world, as it seems. We've had so many contacts from people all over the place with their suggestions, with those who think that that the pug that they found could be Ozzie. We really do appreciate every single thing that comes through to us, and my apologies if we don't get round to answering everybody and everything and commenting on everything that comes through. We really do read everything and try our best. So for those who don't know much about Ozzie, that you're seeing on your screens at the moment, the pictures of him, and Ozzie was I'm stepping away from saying was, he is a male pug, 8 years old at the time, fawn, of typical pug size, pug weight, taken from Harry's bedroom during an armed robbery. He would have been asleep up there amongst the soft toys, waiting for us to come home at lunchtime, as he did every day on a working day, minding his own business. I can even recall months earlier having to break into my own house because I forgot the key and got through a small window, and he never made a sound. He just stayed upstairs out the way. And I know that is what would have happened on the day. He was at first we thought he ran off, but he's not the kind of dog that would do that, even when the gate was open. And even if he did, he would have ran straight onto the small estate that we lived. Our house was down a private path, so the only one of its kind. And the way he would have gone would have been straight up onto a small estate of some, 30 houses maybe. And when I say everybody on that street knew him, everybody on that street did know him. He was very much part of the RAF family that we're part of, and he was the RAF mascot. Everybody at Northolt absolutely adored him. He'd come to work with me quite often and just run riot around the office whilst I was trying to control him to no avail. He was adored. So he was very, very well known. So had he taken off in fear, he would have been found within minutes, absolutely guaranteed within minutes. And that wasn't the case. And it wasn't until a day or two later, when we were tidying the house, when we found obvious evidence in Harry's room that they had been in there, and scooped him up and taken him away. Smashing, my partner, who obviously we can't take away from the trauma that she suffered at the time at the hands of those robbers. She said there were definitely two, possibly a third, because they were referring to someone who wasn't there. That to me suggests that third person was the one who took Ozzie and then stayed out of the way. Maybe in a waiting van. There was a white van apparently on the street at the time that nobody could confirm. Even the police couldn't confirm it, but we're suggesting that was the vehicle used to get away. We don't know if we were watched, if we were targeted, but what we do know is that there were plenty of break-ins that week and what would turn out to be that month. There were 8 arrests. and all 8 admitted to many, many robberies in the area, but not ours. It would seem, when you try to piece it all together, it would seem that ours was the only one that was armed and the only one where a dog went missing. And because of the high-profile nature, the fact that it was opposite the RAF base and all the security that comes with it, and all the focus and attention on the fact that, you know, I'm a serving member, that it was a military house, that we had security, and all of that didn't matter on a crazy Monday morning that it was. It seemed to have built such a profile that we're in fear that it frightened these people away from admitting to anything. And because there was no evidence left behind, the forensics did all their work and did it really well. They couldn't find any evidence at all of people in there. And by all accounts, the people that were caught were very professional in what they do, wearing gloves, wearing hats. The only thing
I was just going to say, definitely a professional game, not opportunistics.
Absolutely, yeah. Because our house, the way it was set up at the time, is that the smallest bedroom of the 3 was the main bedroom, not the biggest room. So they knew exactly what they were doing. They'd ransacked all the rooms, but didn't take anything until they found the main bedroom and took everything from there. So jewelry, watches, cash, all that kind of stuff. The PlayStations, the laptops were left behind, TVs were left behind, nothing else was taken. So they knew exactly what they were going for. And I think Ozzie, perhaps in the chaos and the noise, roused him. He may have barked a couple of times, and they spotted him and thought, oh, expensive breed, we'll have that. And off they went. And it wouldn't have been till later that morning they realised he's an elderly pug. He's been neutered. I can never say that word correctly. And there's nothing that they can do with him. Now, whether that means that they just dropped him off and he's found himself somewhere else, and that somewhere else is innocent, not so much on social media, and don't know much about what's going on, who knows? Or have they kept him? And this is now just a vendetta against myself. Maybe they've got something against the armed forces. Maybe they've got something against me. I mean, yes, I had a couple of fallouts with a few individuals in the local area over something silly, usually play part antics, you know, and people fooling around and not behaving themselves, you know, as an adult say something. Who knows? I remember having one guy say to me once, you need to keep your eye on that dog. But I just passed that off as, you know, you're just trying it on, you know. It was you know what it's like when you fall out with people, things are said, and you just don't take it as you just take it as read, and that's it. And that's the only piece that I keep falling back to when that person said to me, you need to keep an eye on that dog. That was basically a driver who'd come down the road the wrong way round. It's a one-way street, and nearly knocked me and the kids over. And I had Ozzie on a lead at the time. And Harry took Ozzie, stood to one side, and I went after the driver. And I gave him what for, verbally, and he just yelled back at me, do yourself a favour and keep an eye on that dog. And then he drove off. I don't know whether that means anything at all, if that's connected. But that's the only person that I can think of would have something against me personally. I just don't know. And that's where we are. And that's where I'm leading
obviously
to.
It wasn't a
target.
I mean, obviously it wasn't a targeted dog theft.
No.
You know, it was a very planned burglary that happened. And obviously with that being armed as well, it indicates these are cruel professionals. You know, who knows if they are the same people that the police did arrest. It's just, it's the not knowing, isn't it, Jason and Serena? The not knowing is just so difficult.
And that's exactly it. It's the not knowing. We just need the answers, you know. If somebody who knows something, and this is direct to you if you're listening, if you know someone who would have done this sort of thing and you know them well, or you do know the people or the person involved, then just drop an anonymous call to the numbers that are being displayed there. Just drop a number and leave an anonymous message, no repercussions, and give us what we need to know to put closure to this. Did Ozzie perish? Is he alive and well? Is he with someone? Is he with the person that took him? Is he with someone quite innocent now? You know, all we're interested in is getting him back. And that's it. The police aren't interested. They lost interest months ago. You know, and that doesn't interest us anymore. We're done. We're fighting this battle on our own. And so to you, to the people, the person that knows what's going on, what happened, just give us what we need to know. Just give us that one piece of information that kickstarts this in a positive sense, that we can have Ozzie returned. Serena,
we
do
have
you
to
want to
remind
add anything?
everybody there is a huge reward on offer, which is payable once Ozzie is home or the family have closure. As much as I don't like to say it, there is a possibility something has happened to Ozzie. Is that why you're not coming forward? If it is, please contact us in confidence. You don't have to give your name, but we would need some kind of evidence. But closure is just as important as knowing where Ozzie is, if that is what's happened. You know, obviously we want Ozzie home. This is why we're doing our appeal. But we do know things do happen. And with Ozzie's age, the fact he needs to see a vet is extremely concerning about his welfare. So we plead, if anybody knows anything at all, no matter how small you think it is, it could be a very, very big part of a puzzle for us to solve. So please contact. Sorry, I cut in there. Serena, did you want to add anything to what your dad had said?
Yeah, literally. I think you might think that we might be out to get revenge, and you know, we're probably like very much in our rights to want to feel that because of what's happened to us. But I think at this point, and for a very long time actually, we actually do not care who you are at this point. We literally just want Ozzie home. You know, there's literally nothing else. So if you're worried about repercussions, if you're worried about being identified, like, you do not have to identify yourself. We do not care who you are at this point. All we want is Ozzie home. Like, I can't even tell you the missing piece that's been missing over the past year, like who Ozzie is as a dog. And I don't even like calling him a dog. I know he is a dog, but to us he was way more than that. And it's literally just been such a void. And to be honest, you know, if we had got news that day that he'd gotten out on the road or something and something had happened to him, as horrible as that sounds, we'd be able to get over it, and we'd be able to, you know, put closure to it and actually kind of move on a little bit. But as heartbreaking as that sounds, but the point is it's been so long. We have had absolutely no answers. We have no idea where he is, who he's with. Even to the tiniest things where you're thinking, what diet is he on? Like, what's he eating? Because he was on a strict diet, you know, like being a pug, they have to be. And I'm just thinking, like, you know, what have they been feeding him? And it's just all these crazy little things that, you know, your brain just goes mad. Like, you have to, I think we get a lot of questions sometimes, Dad, where you know, people say, I don't know how you would cope. I've got pugs of my own. How do you cope? And honestly, the answer is like you have to just be delusional, don't you? You literally have to sit there whenever you feel yourself kind of spiraling out of control and thinking the worst. You literally have to lie to yourself almost and be delusional and to just say he's fine, he's okay, wherever he is, he's okay, because you literally cannot get on with your day otherwise. Like, it is literally worse than loss, I would say. I would fully argue that. And
Yeah,
you know, just come forward if you know even just the tiniest thing. Please don't be scared. You don't have to give yourself away. Like I said, like, we're not interested in that. We just want answers. And obviously the most important thing is we want Ozzie home and safe, and there's no better time to do that. I know it's been a year, and the best time to do it would have been on the day, to be honest, but every day is an opportunity to just wake up and think, right, I'm going to do the right thing today, because you will be doing the right thing. So please just make that decision to do the right thing.
I mean, on the morning when it all occurred.
Yeah, I mean, we have had cases where dogs have been reunited, where dogs have been sold on. One was given to a little girl for a birthday present. So somebody that went to the house did actually recognise from our posts. We know, we understand that you may have acquired Ozzie in good faith. It won't be your fault. You won't be in any trouble if that is what is stopping you from coming forward. drop him to a vet's. If you don't want to speak to anybody, don't want to do a message, drop him to a vet. Say you found him on the street. Don't have to say anything. Hand over. Don't give you details. Just let him go home. There's many, many ways of getting Ozzie home. I'm just going to play a little video of Ozzie. Then we'll speak a little bit more about the impact pet theft has on families.
Okay.
We're having a few internet glitches, so if you can bear with us.
Sorry.
And let me just try again. Apologies. Okay, I do apologise. The video doesn't seem to be working, but it will be in the comments. So moving on to the impact it has had on you both and your extended family, from waking up that morning, all being a happy family, you know, with your day planned, to within seconds, minutes, just your whole life shattered, turned upside down. The impact it's had on you in this past year.
It's just the feeling of total loss. You know, the people who don't have dogs do struggle to understand when we say this, that it's like losing a child. And it is exactly that. You know, everywhere I went in the house, no matter where I was, Ozzie would be literally glued to my ankle. He was right there. And I say it was just like losing a leg. You know, I couldn't. Those first few weeks, I really just couldn't function properly. I was angry. I was out. I was tearful, very tearful, and I couldn't cope. It's that horrible feeling of him coming to harm was just tearing away, and unable to concentrate, unable to function properly. You know, you still have responsibilities in life. You know. You still have a job to do. You still have children, actual children to raise, a household to run, and you're in a zombie-like state where you're doing your best, but you know it's not quite right. There's a huge part missing, and you know, just you look at the photos of him and you just cannot believe for a second that he's not there, and then you find yourself dreaming really intense dreams to the point where, especially just recently as well, I'll be having these dreams where he's been found, and in the dream you're saying to yourself, I need to tell people, I've got him back, he's in my arms, I need to tell people now. And then in the dream I'm saying to whoever sat next to me, but am I just dreaming, or is this actually real? And the person says to me, no, it's real, you're not dreaming, this is real. And then of course I wake up and it is in fact a dream. And that's how intense it is. That's the effect on the mind at losing someone, but not knowing where they are. When you lose someone through death, or you've lost someone because they willingly left, you know, you learn to cope with that. The human mind is very good at learning how to cope. But when you've got no answers, not a single answer, even if somebody came forward and gave us proof of life, but hey, you're not having him back. I've got him. Look, he's here, but you're not having him back. As much as, you know what, I'm going to fight you, I am getting him back. At least we know that he's alive and well.
That's one
if
question.
We could have, say again, Serena, sorry.
I'm saying that's one question answered.
Yeah, it is. If we had somebody out there who's listening to this now can think, you know what, I can provide you with proof of life, then do that. Make a little clip, post it anonymously, go via Muddy Paws, whatever it takes, and just give us that peace of mind that he's okay. And then we'll go into the discussions of getting him returned home after that. We need that proof of life. If you can't give that, but you know that he has perished, we need to know. There has to be closure, because the human mind can't cope. We don't cope without closure. That's the way we're built. That's how we function, and that's what it's been like this whole year. You wake up, put the post out, get some more information.
Yeah, it affects owners. Yeah, I mean, it has turned your life upside down, and it's always going to be that, the one thing that you will never get over unless you have
That's
closure
right.
or have Ozzie home.
And
People
every
need
day,
to actually realise this is one of the reasons we do the lives, to show the impact that
yeah,
pet theft does have on
yeah.
families.
I mean, every day, I'm not joking. Every day in the kitchen, pick up his water bowl, change it, fill it with water, put it back down again. If his food bowl has got a bit of dust in it or something like that, clean it out, put it back. Once a week, they go in the dishwasher, get a full clean, back out again. And one of the kids here, my partner's little daughter, she's only 8. She said, "Why do you keep changing his food dishes? He's not here." I said, "Because in my mind, he is here, and I want his food dish to be clean and his water dish full with clean water for the moment he gets home." So he is here, and that's why his stuff is still out. His box of toys is still in the living room. His unopened presents are still in my cupboard here. And like I say, his food dishes are on the floor. His food is in the cupboard. It's all there. And when he comes home, it'll be like he never left. Other than obviously the initial excitement and going crazy at the fact that he's here. Because I mean, we've talked about this before online with a few followers, and we can't even begin to imagine putting that post out that he's been found and he's coming home, or he is home. Because I'm going to have to hire out Wembley Stadium for the amount of people we need to come and say hello. Because there's a lot of people out there. Wembley Stadium's just up the road, so it's doable.
I think everyone will be having a party.
Yeah, there's so many people, international as well. So many people who want to.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to also.
Sorry, Lisa.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to personally thank as well all the members of Ozzie's group. That's okay. I'd like to personally thank all the members of Ozzie's group. Out of all the groups that we do, Ozzie's is actually the busiest.
Really?
In the 5 years we've been going, Ozzie's group has been the busiest group. The constant posts being sent in, the comments. We just thank you all so much, because when a dog is reunited, it is teamwork. And the public are very, very much of the team. That's why I always put Team Ozzie. It could be your share. It does bring information. So that's why we keep saying, keep sharing, keep resharing. I put posts a bit later on than Jason, because again, I always say there's different eyes on social media at different times. So just just keep doing what you're doing. We appreciate you so much.
That's right, and that's the whole point, because each share is linked to the previous share. So it might, like you've just said, Lisa, that one share ends up in the hands and in the eyes of the person who's got the information, but that share only exists because of the previous share and the one before that. So everybody that's done everything so far and continues to do, when Ozzie comes home, is because of absolutely everyone out there that's done something for us. Everyone. And that's why we'd love for everyone to meet him.
And we know that not everybody is on social media. I will be uploading this live also to YouTube, because obviously YouTube does also have a very, very big following. What we ask you to do as well, if you could show I put it on a post the other day, show your friends, show your family, show your neighbours, show your work colleagues a picture of Ozzie and the scar, of course. Ask if they can keep a lookout for him. Ask if they've seen a dog like him with anybody they know. Just keep that chain going for people off of social media as well. Jason and his partner, they've done TV interviews, press interviews. Ozzie's story has been off social media, but we're just yet to catch the heart of somebody that knows information. And I would imagine there's more than one person out there that knows. We definitely know the 3 people, if there was 3 involved that day, do know where Ozzie is. They have family, they have friends. The story about Ozzie is not just with them. Please speak up. Take the reward. No questions asked. End of case. The police won't even know about it. They can just know Ozzie's home. That is literally it. Jason,
Yeah.
Serena, and the rest of the family just want their boy home, or they want closure. So please, please, now do the right thing. I'm just going to try and play Ozzie's video again, but if not, as I say, I will put it into the comments.
Okay.
Seem to oh, here we go. At last. Right. Back to the beginning. This is Ozzie's group. If you're not a member already, if you can please join.
Where are you now? When will you be home? Snuggling next to me, and I will never give up, looking up until you are back in my arms, safe with me, never coming too hard. I miss you so much. Why is life so unfair? If I knew where you are.
I do believe
Knowing is so hard. The pain, the light. We'll never give up, looking up and in my heart. Safe with me.
distinctive
I
facial.
miss you so much. Why is life so
That was a tough watch.
Yeah. I'm not sure if you could see it like I did, but it was kind of lagging all the way through, so I do apologise for that. But I will, as I say, I will put it into the comments after.
Thank you, yeah.
So before we go, is there anything else that you would like to add?
I'll say a few words, and Serena, you follow up. It's just a direct appeal to those people who know. Just do the right thing, and just like Lisa said, probably the easiest thing at all. If you've got Ozzie, go to a vet and just say, "Look who I found," and then walk away, and that's it. It's done. No one needs to know. If it's anything different, there's an anonymous phone number. You can leave your details there. We guarantee you, we promise you, there is absolutely no police action here whatsoever. There's no vengeance. There's nothing. We just want Ozzie home. Whatever it takes, just do it. Please, just do it. A year. Come on. I know these cases can go on for longer, but they don't need to. They don't need to. Just give us closure and give us Ozzie home. Bring Ozzie back, please. Serena.
And I would say, if you have like got him and you've developed an emotional connection with him, which we understand is so easy to do with Ozzie, I would just say, think of him as well. Like this goes beyond us as well. It's about Ozzie and how he feels, because you know the connection that he had with us was just unreal. We've had other dogs in the past, other like different breeds, so we're not speaking what's the word, it's not being biased or anything. You know, we've had other breeds and none of them compared to the way that Ozzie responded to us. And it's insane how connected he was to us, and to think that he's going to be also missing that. And the worst part is that he doesn't understand, you know, like he is a dog at the end of the day, and he wouldn't have understand what was going on that day. He probably doesn't even understand now, you know. I know it's been a year, but there's got to be a part, you know, he'll still remember us. And it's just horrible to think that he's probably thinking like, oh, what actually happened? Like, he doesn't understand what happened. So, you know, if you've got Ozzie and you're emotionally connected to him, you've got to know that he's not yours to keep. Like, he has a family. We've literally had him since he was 6 weeks old, and he belongs with us. And, you know, please think of him as well. And even if you don't care about us and you don't really, you know, you're not bothered, think about Ozzie. He needs to be home with us.
Yeah.
So yeah, dogs have feelings too. You know, we need to be their voice, and I can only repeat what Jason and Serena have said there. You know, think about Ozzie. Ozzie will want to be home. You've had him, if you've had him for a year or less, they've had him for 9 years. He was 8 years, but you know, 8 years of having him at home daily with them, to be ripped apart from them like this is just cruel. It's evil. Just please do the right thing. I know I said this a couple of times, but I repeat, we do understand many people acquire dogs in good faith. You may have been given him, you may have bought him. We're keeping an eye on selling sites, but it doesn't mean to say he's gone through there. Could have been given, you know, via goodness knows how. But please get in touch. You're not going to be in trouble. You may feel that you are if you now come forward. It doesn't matter if you've had him 9 months, 10 months, 11 months, 12 months, a week. You will not. We just need Ozzie home, reward paid, end of case. Just please do the right thing and let Ozzie home. So we'll say goodbye now. As I say, just thank you to all the members of Ozzie's group. We will stand by and support Jason, Serena and the family until Ozzie is home or there is closure. Please speak to us in confidence if you know anything. You can contact me directly as well. Nothing goes to police if it's in confidence and anonymously, despite what, you know, many people may feel. We just want the dogs home. We want Ozzie home. So please now do the right thing. Thank you to everybody that's watching. I will put Ozzie's video into the comments after. I will be uploading to YouTube tonight as well, and we'll put the YouTube link so you can watch on TV, and we will add some more of Ozzie's posters on that as well. So thank you everyone, and we will be back soon with the owner of Isla. Thank you. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Serena.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you.